Welcome to Weeping Willow Homestead. Today I have an all Aldi grocery haul for you. It has been a long time since I have done a grocery haul. These are just honestly really hard to do. It's really hard to get everybody to the store, get everything, bag it up, bring it home, put everything out, film it, then put it away. It's just a hassle. And so I generally don't do it. And like a lot of times we run a bunch of errands as well by the time I get home I'm exhausted. So today was a fluke that my husband ended up being home, and so he was able to stay home with the kids, and I went to the grocery store by myself, which is a rare treat. Although I miss my kids when I'm away from them, so not really, but it did make things go easier. So if you are new here, we are a family of 7, me and my husband, and then we have 5 children aged 14 down to 3. We homeschool, so we eat all of our meals at home. Maybe once a month we will get some kind of takeout, usually for lunch, like fast food restaurant, that kind of thing, if we're out running errands or something like that, but it is a very rare occurrence. So that is reflected in the amount of groceries that you will see. We also homestead small. We just have a couple acres. And so that provides eggs and quite a bit of garden produce throughout the growing season. And then I can and freeze and dehydrate so that we can eat on that as well. We also are in a season of needing a little bit of extra help. So we visit a couple of food pantries in our area on a regular basis, and that just helps extend the grocery budget. We generally try to spend under $600 a month on groceries, which is very, very conservative when you look at like I think it's the USDA that puts it out, that says how much per person per month on groceries, that we're spending less than $100 a month on groceries. If we did not go to the food pantry and have a garden, I have no doubt we would spend upwards of $1,000, if not more. So yeah. We also eat, my husband and I eat low carb for health reasons, and my kids eat less carbs than the average household probably does, especially the standard American diet kind of thing. But they do eat some, and we're not gung-ho. I would love for all of us to eat low carb, grain-free, organic, all meat-based, that kind of thing, but it's just not in the budget. So we make do with what we have. All right. I think that is everything. I will give you the total when I'm done. I would love to hear what you guys think the total is before I say it. I'll remind you at the end of the video. Like I said, we try to stick under 600, but the goal is always this should be about 3 weeks worth of groceries. And then my husband usually stops in on his way home from work at the end of it and picks up fresh produce, dairy, that kind of thing, the things that don't keep as well, the things that we've run out of in the 3-week process. So I did not meal plan this time. I know about how much we usually eat and how much we usually go through. I also knew what I had on hand, and so I will just meal plan off of this. It's not ideal, but we eat a pretty run-of-the-mill diet. I don't go out and buy like special ingredients to use one time. So I can turn pretty much everything that I bought into 1,000,002 different recipes. So yeah. All right, let's take a look at what I picked up today. This was a total splurge buy, but at 50% off, I could not pass it up. It was originally was $30, $6.29 a pound. So with the half off sticker, it was $15, and for 4 pounds, almost 5 pounds of meat, you cannot beat that. I actually was looking at the pork roasts to do one of those because they're cheaper. And this was a little bit more expensive, but not by much. And so I went ahead and went with this, knowing full well that this will feed our family multiple meals. I will probably end up cutting it in half and just cooking half of it at a time. And so we would probably get 2 meals out of that. And then probably still have leftovers, because that would still be 2.5 pounds of meat. Well, maybe not. We could probably plow through that in a meal. The other thing I picked up was a half pork loin. I am really wanting to thin slice some of this and turn at least some of it into jerky. If I fix the whole thing, I would cut it in half anyway and do like pulled pork with half of it, or like fried pork chops, that kind of thing. If you are a family that eats a lot of pork chops, buy them like this. Buy it and then cut it up into your own chops. It's way cheaper per pound. Picked up a thing of these beef burgers. I've been doing these for lunch a lot here lately, or like meals where my kids are eating something carby and I can't have it. I just fry up a couple of them in a pan and do some green beans with it or something like that. A really quick and easy meal for me. And then we can also eat them as a meal as a family. Once a week, I've been doing chicken nuggets for the kids, trying to mix up lunches, doing something different. This bag is 2 meals worth, and it was like $5. So $2.50 for the meat for the kids. I figure that's not bad. And it's a kind of a special treat. And what I will do is this will be 2 meals, and then the other 2 times that I make chicken nuggets this month, I will do the homemade keto chicken nuggets. This is just a lot faster and easier. A bag of boneless, skinless chicken thighs. So many uses for that. Let's come down here and do all the meats first. 2 things of the breakfast sausage patties in the maple flavor. This is my kids' favorite. I like the maple rather than the original. And they can make those themselves all the way down to my 6-year-old can cook his own. So that helps with breakfast, and then the links do as well, because once again, you can pull out 2, 3, 4 of those, however many you want, and they can fix them themselves. There are 4 packages of lunch meat. That is 4 lunches. We do Monday and Friday, we do lunch meat, like snacky type lunch. So lunch meat, cubed cheese, fresh cut veggies, and chips, crackers, something along those lines. And then, so Monday we do lunch meat. Tuesday is when we do chicken nuggets. Wednesday I do smoked sausage, summer sausage and salami with kind of the same things as the lunch meats aside. Thursday we do quesadillas or grilled cheese, and then Friday we do the lunch meat. Saturday is always leftover pizza from the night before. So that kind of helps me having that scheduled out and then mixing it up. And then as we get into colder weather, I will probably make one of those lunch meat days into a soup and biscuits type of thing for lunch as well. And then sometimes I just throw in something different where I make a box of mac and cheese and some other stuff, that kind of thing, that I go ahead and make a lunch. So, all right, that is all of the meats. Oh, wait, there's also these cheddar brats. This is a something that my husband can take in his truck because they're fully cooked. He can microwave them and have them. And then I also keep some at home, and it makes for a quick and easy lunch for me. I'm really still sticking to meats, simple vegetables, a little bit of fruit, and staying away from pretty much everything else. I am adding in some dairy here and there, and I have just noticed a huge difference. My digestive system is pretty well back to normal. Every once in a while I'll eat something that's, like last night we had tacos, and I was a little bit gurgly in the stomach overnight, and that was probably just the taco seasoning, and I used quite a bit of salsa con queso, so I'm sure that didn't help either. But it's working, and so I'm sticking with it. So I'm trying to find quick and easy things to make for me for lunches that I'm not eating all the leftovers, and then we have no leftovers to eat on Sundays. All right, we got 2 things of string cheese. Whenever my kids are hungry after a meal, I will tell them meat stick, cheese stick, spoonful of peanut butter, hard-boiled egg, squeezy pouch, popsicle, and they're homemade protein popsicles. So it's things that are mostly fat and protein and sometimes a little bit of carbs, and fills them up and gets them until the next meal. So string cheese is one of those. They have not been doing as much string cheese here lately, though. Otherwise, I probably would have bought more. The box of cheese. I shred all of our cheese by hand. Store-bought shredded cheese has cellulose in it, which ups the carb content and just isn't great for your body. And so I hand shred all of our cheese, and I put it in containers and freeze it And then I just pull out a container every time that I need. So there are 6 sharp cheddar, 6 Colby Jack, that's more for the snacky lunches, 6 mozzarella, and then there's 2 pepper jack in there somewhere. So snacky lunches, sandwiches, that kind of thing. The cheddar and the mozzarella are for casseroles, soups, pizza night, those kind of things. And then the pepper jack is also for snacky lunches. Continuing with the dairy, we have 3 things of whole milk Greek yogurt for breakfasts, 2 things of cottage cheese as a quick and easy side, especially if we do leftovers on Sundays for lunch. If we need a little bit more of something, I'll pull out cottage cheese, like if we just don't have a whole lot of leftovers. I picked up French onion dip because we've been doing lunches with those fresh veggies, and so the kids have been asking for that. Especially, you'll see later on, I picked up cucumbers. We have a big splurge of a $5 thing of eggnog. This is my husband's like favorite thing ever. It is totally not low carb. He would totally drink like one of these a day if I let him. So that is a special thing that just this season he gets some. Some whipped cream for if we do pancakes, waffles, that kind of thing for Saturday morning breakfasts. A bag of frozen strawberries and 2 bags of frozen blueberries. Yogurt bowls, smoothies, the smoothie popsicles, pancakes. Yeah, a bunch of uses. And then also my kids will just eat a bowl of blueberries, frozen blueberries, as their fruit for breakfast. 2 things of butter. Those are expensive these days. I meant to get 2 cranberry and 2 blueberry, but I messed up and got 3 of one and 1 of the other, but that's fine. My kids love it. This is for Sundays. Evenings, we do charcuterie board dinners. So I pull out all kinds of charcuterie board things, and the kids get to pick and choose what they want, and goat cheese is one of them. This will last us the whole month because they will eat essentially one of these a week for that snacky dinner. I picked up some vanilla ice cream because we have some microwavable brownie cup things that we got from the food pantry a while back, and that just sounded good with those. The kids will have that for dessert. We do desserts on Friday nights. Some strawberry cream cheese because we've gotten a bunch of bagels from the food pantry here lately, so something to put on those besides plain cream cheese. This stuff is one of my weaknesses. I love these things. They're kind of like the Laughing Cow cheeses, and I love them on eggs. It's really good on eggs, so that's probably what that will be for. It's also really good, and this may sound weird, it's also really good on burgers. Because I eat mine not on a bun, I just put them on the plate and spread some of that on top, and it's delicious. 2 things of the Egg Life wraps. These my husband and I use in place of tortillas for like tacos, lunch meat and cheese rolls. He uses them for quesadillas. I don't like them hot because they taste like burnt egg to me. So I never do that one, and then a bag of Brussels sprouts for doing like roasted Brussels sprouts as a side with meals. Me and at least a couple of my little guys like those. So, all right, I am going to go run around like a chicken with my head cut off and put all of these cold things away. And then I will be back with round 2 of the fruits and veggies and shelf stable things. So give me just a second for you, what will be minutes for me. All right, round 2 is the shelf stable things and the fruits and vegetables. You will see less shelf stable things than the average household because we get a lot of that from the food pantry. We get a lot of snacky things, chips, breads, cookies, canned goods. Yeah, so there's like a whole section of Aldi that I just walk past because we pick up pretty much nothing in those areas. The other thing is that we don't have a whole lot of fruits and veggies still because I've still got peppers from the garden, tomatoes from the garden, and then just all of the things that I froze and canned this year. So we just don't have a whole lot of need for that yet either. So I'm thankful for that. And we also receive some of those things from food pantries as well. So I just try not to bank on those because they are very hit and miss on what they have. One time you might go and they have 50 bags of lettuce, and the next time you go and they have none. So yeah. All right, let's jump in and see what we've got. some lettuce. Whoops, let's actually aim you in the right direction. Lettuce, which is always useful to go with that roast that I picked up. You can put radishes in it like you would potatoes, and they take on the flavor and really close to the texture of roasted potatoes. So, but carb content for 6 whole radishes is only 2 net carbs. So way less than a potato. Some avocados, those are always useful for salads, tacos, that kind of thing. I'm going to swing down here. They had my two of my favorite flavors of sparkling water. So the key lime is way up there. The strawberry is a new one. I had never tried that before, and I tried it a while back. It's delicious. It tastes obviously unsweetened, but it tastes to me like the old strawberry sodas. And then the other one that is my favorite is pamplemousse, which is grapefruit flavored, and they didn't have it, but we're going to limit ourselves to 2. I limit myself to 1 can every other day or so. I try not to go all out with those because that can get expensive, and it's just water. A whole bag of bananas. I know that's ridiculous. My kids will eat some of those fresh. The rest of them I will peel, break into 2 pieces, freeze on a cookie sheet, and then put in baggies, and they will be used for making those popsicles. And then some of my kids will also eat frozen banana for breakfast. Weird, I know. A thing of strawberries at $2.99. That was a splurge, but they are my favorite and one of the few fruits that I eat, so I went for it. A bag of peaches. I normally would get pears and apples as well, but we have a few apples left from our tree that the end of the year ones weren't nearly as tart as before. But I have a bunch of canned apples and canned pears, so we will eat those instead. 3 cucumbers for snacky lunches. A head of cabbage. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but I'll use it. The spaghetti squash was 50 cents a pound, I think. So that one's probably only a couple of pounds. And I love spaghetti squash. I have so many things, love it, that I use it for. I generally not spaghetti because we're not a big spaghetti household. A thing of cauliflower and some carrots. I meant to get broccoli and they were completely out. And I still have 1 bag of the frozen stuff from the food pantry and then 1 bag of frozen broccoli from Aldi. So we'll make that last. A thing of flour and sugar. I did a big muffin baking episode last week. Not episode, but like did a bunch of baking last week. Made like probably 8 to 10 dozen muffins. So I pretty well ran us out of both of those things. Snacking stuff. These are my husband's favorite. He takes them in the truck with him, and it's something that's quick and easy for him to grab. I saw those and thought, yum. So I will snack on those lightly. I'm still not doing a whole lot of nuts, but I have the willpower to eat a few of these and be fine. I can put a few of them on my plate for lunch or as a snack or something and not eat the entire bag. 2 things of the flour tortillas for grilled cheese or for quesadillas, and then sometimes I will do lunch meat and cheese and roll them up and toast them in a pan, and my kids love those. 2 things of summer sausage for lunches, and then for snacky dinner, the charcuterie board dinner. If you ever have this flavor, get it. It's delicious. 2 of the sausage sticks. Once again, meat stick, cheese stick, spoonful of peanut butter, hard-boiled egg, squeezy pouch, popsicle. Yeah, I've got that memorized. 2 bags of pork rinds. I use those. Obviously, we just eat them, but not a whole lot. But I use them I grind them up and use them as binder in like meatballs, as breading for chicken or pork or anything like that. So that's predominantly what those go toward. 2 things of pepperoni for pizza nights, a thing of hard salami for the lunch that we do, the salami or summer sausage, or for the snacky dinner, charcuterie board dinner. Chocolate protein powder is for popsicles. My kids have pretty well stopped eating smoothies. They went through a big phase of everybody eating those, and they've stopped doing that. A big thing of peanut butter. A thing of old-fashioned oats to make baked oatmeal with for breakfast. These are my 3-year-old's favorite thing in the entire world, so a pack of those. A thing of honey barbecue sauce. 2 things of cooking spray because I ran out completely. Generally, I try to have one of a condiment or cooking spray, that kind of thing, in the refrigerator and one in the pantry. Because we only go grocery shopping once every 3 weeks, and because we live half an hour away from town, we can't just go, oh, we're out of barbecue sauce in the middle of a meal and, making a meal and have to go buy it. So I try to always have a backup, and I didn't have a backup of cooking spray. So I grabbed 2 of those. The water flavorings, my kids, drink water only. We don't do juice, or my kids don't even really drink milk for the most part. So we do those in their waters. And also the other day I was making gummies, like fruit gummies with beef gelatin that I have, and we used a couple of those as the flavoring for them, and the kids really liked those. So it's a really good way of getting gelatin into your kids. Gelatin is so good for your body. It's what causes, if you make like meat stock and you put it in the refrigerator and it turns jelly, like it jiggles, that's what it is, and that is so good for your joints, for your hair, your skin, all of it. So I make fruit gummies for the kids occasionally as a treat. Anyway, that was a special thing. Not hugely special, but we always have snack stuff around, and that one looked fun, so I picked up one of those. It was actually cheaper than buying animal crackers, which surprised me. That is for my 3-year-old. Okay, not only for her, but we had gotten some Reese cups, like the little individual ones, a while back, and she loved them. And for lunch every day, I pull out a basket that we've got that's got like different chocolates in it that we get usually from the food pantry. And those were in there, and she was so sad when we ran out. So I bought her a thing of peanut butter cups. They'll eat 1 or 2 of those at lunch. That was a snack for me on the way home. Yes, I already opened it and ate some because I was having a sweet tooth and wanted something that was decently okay. Honestly, the carb content is 8 cookies, 12 carbs for 12 total carbs, or 9 net carbs. I don't eat 8 cookies. I ate 3. So for carb-wise, they're not bad. 2 things of butterscotch chips because we were almost out of those. So I will put one of those in the fridge and one in the freezer. This was I have been craving this dark mint chocolate. It is so good. And then this one just sounded good. And 15 carbs for 1 bar. I do not eat the whole bar. That one's 15 carbs for 1 bar as well. I eat about a half of a bar, if that. A lot of times I will put one in bed, not in bed, but like in my nightstand, and I will break it into 4 pieces, and I will eat one of those pieces as a sweet treat after everybody else goes to bed. Non-food items, we did get a thing of paper plates. We usually only use these twice a week max. Sometimes we will do lunch on Saturday. If I'm doing a full house cleaning, I do not want to add to my house cleaning with more dishes. So we'll do paper plates, and then that snacky dinner on Sunday, we do paper plates. So, but we were sick with a cold a couple of weeks ago, and I will admit we used paper plates for multiple meals. So I needed to replenish those. And then about once every 6 months, I have to buy a roll of paper towels. We do not use these to dry hands on. These are for cleaning up really gross messes, but almost entirely they are for the way that I grease my cast iron skillets to keep them from rusting. I use the paper towels for that. So they last us a long time. Like I said, I would say max of 1 roll a month is what we go through. I did use some more last week because we were doing a craft with the kids, painting, that used some, but we generally use rags, dish rags, that kind of thing. So, all right, that is everything. Now's the time. Tell me what you think I spent, what my grand total was. Like I said, we usually try to spend under $600 a month, with the goal of spending part now and then a little bit later in the month last month we were actually under budget quite a bit, which was awesome because we are trying desperately to stack some money back. We have some housework that needs done. If we wait, we've lived here for 7 years and it hasn't been done the entire time. We've chipped away at it a little bit at a time, but if it doesn't get done within the next couple of years, we're going to start seeing damage to the house from not having it done, if that makes sense. So, and it makes one part of our house pretty much non-functional except for storage. And it wasn't meant to be storage. It was meant to be a bedroom. Anyway, how much did we spend? Are you ready? It was $400.16 was the total. So I almost got it. I love when we get like an even number like that. And then on the way home, I bought cat food we buy like from a feed store, and it was an almost exact amount as well. So yeah. All right. So that is everything. Thank you so much for sticking around with these. I know these are long videos, but I do get requests to do these sometimes. I know most people are usually on my channel for the food pantry hauls and the meals of the week, but I do get requests for this. I love watching grocery hauls. I don't even know why. And I will watch people who are eating very standard American diet. I will watch carnivore. I will watch Mediterranean diet. I will watch any diet. I don't care. I love grocery hauls for some reason. I love seeing what other people buy and why, and like what you choose to spend your money on and whatnot. So yeah, if you have a channel that you do grocery hauls, tell me the title of your channel in the show notes, and I promise I will go watch at least one video. I can't subscribe to everybody because I'm backlogged like 60 videos on YouTube already on the things that I have set aside to watch later. But I love grocery hauls, so yeah, I'm weird. All right, that is everything. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you guys have a great day. Goodbye and God bless.